What's up, everybody, and welcome to the Game On Improve Your Health podcast. Today's episode journey is being guided by none other than your host, Austin J, or hallucinodream, if you know him from the gaming community. And today, we are going over last week's episode, which was on parenting, knowing your internal health, and fear-driven actions. Thank you for tuning in and enjoy the episode. What's up, everybody? Also, I'm posting this one on Friday again, blah, 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 whatever. You guys can be mad at me. The daughter got sick for the first time. Not sick, she threw up for the first time while we were visiting my brother, her uncle, in a different state. What's funny about that is, nothing's funny about that. The timing is immaculate. So she threw up. Actually, if you're watching here on YouTube, I will show you. So she threw up, and she threw up right in the morning, first thing in the morning. Chugged a bunch of water. Don't let her chug water now out of fear, even though I don't really think that was related. But chugged a bunch of water out of fear. I don't let her do it now. She almost immediately following, started throwing up. And she was like, she put her hand over her mouth in like the cutest little way. It was like, ah, ah. She was crying, obviously, hysterically, because she had no idea. She was like, like, why is this coming out of my mouth? What's going on? And she's like, Dada, wah. Ah. And then she started crying. I felt like awful. It got all over me, all over our pillows, all over her stuffed animal. Two of them, actually. One which is made out of real alpaca fur. So that's hard to clean. I don't even know if I did that yet, but. And then, of course, the day goes by. She's fine. I give her some like whole grain cereal type stuff to soak that up, bread. Anything that I think that she can eat, and then do the wash during this time, right? Wash the sheets, wash the pillows, that's about it. Oh, her clothes. Lay her down for a nap because she's overly tired at like this point, halfway through the day, and doesn't she Ralph all over the brand new sheets I just put on that I just washed. This is at my brother's house too, by the way, so some fun stuff. Anyway, there's a story for you, talking about parenting. But on the way home, so this week's a follow-up and question and answer. Let's go through that. I would really like for people to send in some questions. I want to answer some questions. Why is nobody sending in questions now? Because I disappeared? Oh, geez. But I do have some stuff to talk about, so I do apologize for disappearing. And if anybody's offended, like, I'm here now, okay? We're not going to disappear again. We had some stuff go on, and had to get that sorted out, but we're here now, and we're ready to answer some questions. So send in any questions that you may have, and we'd love to answer them. Now, I was listening to a podcast on the way home. David Sinclair, if you haven't heard of him, he's a very knowledgeable professor and doctor. He has his PhD and all these other certificates or certifications, whatever it may be, and educational backgrounds. And he has his own podcast called Lifespan. He specializes in longevity and not just improving age, but reversing age, which I think is amazing. That's exactly what I want to do and what I'm working towards and what I'm trying to help educate people about. The health part, step one, you want to be healthy, and then you can start reversing the age, of course. But I was listening to this podcast, and the most recent episode was actually based on it was based around wearables. So like I have an episode, so I have an episode that we just recently did on watches, rings, the ring that I'm gonna get. They were talking about that. They have these glucose patches, but he also has this one that he's creating that he didn't really go into full detail unless I missed that part because maybe the kid was waking up at this point, but he has one that he's making that does all of that, plus heart rate and some other stuff. So I'm very excited to hopefully get on. I joined the wait list to try to get on that. I'll put a link to the wait list. I think it's going to be very incredible what he is, working towards. To tell you your glucose, I think maybe he's going to attempt to make it, allow it to do your blood pressure. I'm not sure exactly. Don't quote me on all this, but I'll put a link in the description. With that, also, I really do. If anybody's looking for to help me out here, I know for a fact I did not post that link to that inside tracker. I know I I said what it was, and I said the code, so you could have definitely listened and utilized that code to get it. That's another thing that David Sinclair talked about on his podcast was Inside Tracker. I can't even, stress enough how important I think that is. Also, sorry about the wind tunnel I had there in the background. I promise you this is going to change. You're not going to hear that computer going off like it's crazy. I don't even know why it's so loud. It's unbelievable. But I didn't post that link. I apologize. Wow. I still have, you still have a whole day. I'm posting it. I'm updating it immediately following this because I realized that walking up here that I didn't post it. But I am going to I'm going to be updating that. I'll put the link to the wait list for that wearable in this description as well. Please, if somebody listens to this and you don't see the link that I'm talking about pop up, whether it's this week, next week, 10 weeks from now, please let me know. Contact me, say, hey, what the heck? This is the 20th time you've done this and you just refuse to put the links. I don't know what's going on. Do you just hate us or what? And I'm going to instantly respond, I don't hate anybody. And good call. Thank you for that information. So, yeah, because I didn't get any questions, I wanted to talk about that, what I heard, the wait list. The Inside Tracker, that's still going on for another day, as I just said. But I also get 25% off. So if you're interested in doing the lowest end, my code will be in this description and the last video's description. I promise you after this I'm putting it in there because I already wrote a note, so I hopefully can't miss it. My screen's so bright, but if you see me squint my eyes on YouTube. So you can try to do that. Again, I cannot stress enough how important I think doing blood panels, blood draws, work, knowing what's going on inside your body is. So as a matter of fact, this episode is probably not going to be too long because I don't have any questions that came in, but I did just go over a little bit of parenting, right? Because the baby threw up. I actually stressed out a little bit during that period because the wife is on at a trade show. She works in the trade, so she was at a trade show with her company and franchises and all of the franchisees. So it's just me. And then, of course, my brother, as of now, doesn't have any kids, so I wasn't prepared. I didn't have, anything for her stomach. What was I supposed to do? And that was the first time, so of course it happened. We were away, so I was like, wow, this is, unfortunate. I feel bad because we're at my brother's house. Man, it was tough. But we got through it. Stayed calm. Only cried for about 40 minutes. Not a big deal. Not in one sitting, obviously. It was split out throughout the day. And it's okay to cry, by the way. And we got through it. And she's been fine since. That was 2 days ago. Yesterday she was fine. Today she seems fine. And yeah, so, well, maybe I'll touch on some fear-driven actions too. I do have something I want to talk about that before I end the podcast, the episode. I don't 100%. I don't think I'm going to touch exactly on what I was talking about last week, but I am going to talk about. So, these fear-driven actions I'm talking about can prevent you from doing something maybe you want to do as well. One thing I've seen happen, and I used to allow happen to myself, but one thing I've seen happen in many, many, many different people is that an example would be, let's say, I'm going to give a broad example. They want help doing something, right? Or you need help doing something. This happened to me in the past too. And, the world is at your, what is it called? Disposal? Did I just put that in the correct term? On your phone. If you can't see me, I'm holding my phone up. Google's incredibly powerful. I can go on this phone and get the answer to absolutely anything I want to, ever. Almost. It's not 100%. Almost everything. 99.9999% of everything. What I'm seeing recently, well, actually this has been going on for a while, but what I'm seeing is people, they want to help themselves, they want to get this information, but they don't want to, they're afraid to do it themselves. That's kind of what I feel like is going on. I used to be this way. I used to be a little bit afraid to do it myself. I would want somebody to help me go through it. I'm seeing this a lot, and I really just need to stress the fact that you need to start. If you need something, try to do it yourself first. You have to try to do it yourself, to get the answer first, to do whatever it may be yourself first. And then if you can't, that's okay. It is okay to be unsuccessful if you are trying something yourself. That is not a problem. Failure is not even, that shouldn't even be a real word. But I mean, if you think about it, all business leaders have failed probably hundreds of times before they became that business leader, right? Failure is a stepping stone to success. It is okay to not get that answer, to not get the information maybe you were looking for. You have to do it yourself. If you need a question, Google is powerful. Use Google. And I'm talking, this is not just health and wellness. This is all of life, right? Be health and wellness. It could be if something you want nutrition wise, something you're working on at home as a project, like you're trying to, maybe you're trying to build something. I don't know. Google it. YouTube's powerful. Google's powerful. I mean, everything is at your disposal. I'm pretty sure I'm using that right. I wanted to say to people, don't be afraid. Definitely don't be afraid to ask for help, but always try it yourself first. I feel like that is one thing, and I know for a fact it held me back a little bit. Like I wanted to do a lot of stuff, but because I felt that way, where I wanted to wait until somebody could help me, try to guide me through it, or we could do it together. I feel like I lost a lot of opportunities because of that. And that's something that we don't want. We don't want here. We don't want people to lose opportunities, because the more you do yourself, the more confident you become in the rest of your life, which will, that will actually boost health and wellness, your mood, your emotion, everything of the sort. I think that's incredibly powerful. So I just wanted to say that as a last note to end up the episode. I apologize for the delay in episode and the shortness of the episode, but if anybody has any questions on anything they heard here, if for some reason you don't see my link, please reach out to us on any of the links in our description or over here on the left of the YouTube video. My name is Austin J. or hallucinodream. You can find me. All of my links are in the description. I appreciate everybody tuning in, and I hope to see everybody next week. I believe it's let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, next week. Next week is March, so we're into March now already. It'll be March 2nd. March 3rd. This is when we'll be posting this next video here. So sorry about the clicking. Sorry about the fan at the beginning. I appreciate everybody tuning in, and hope to see you all next episode. Bye.